Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, we're covering communication skills to help you level up your confidence, charisma, and personal brand. Are you someone who's a little too humble? Wait, you've heard being humble is a good thing. And throughout most of your life, you've been humble. And even after you've graduated, gotten out into the real world, you've maintained this humble attitude. Yet, it feels like at times that people who are a little less humble, they're snatching away opportunities from you. When I used to work in one of my engineering roles, there were a lot of moments where I saw people that were extremely qualified. They weren't getting the same exact opportunities as people that were less qualified. The extremely qualified people, brilliant software engineers, electrical engineers, hardware engineers, for the most part though, they were in their cubicles doing their own thing, while the people that were less qualified, they were networking with others, building friendships, building alliances, and they were getting promoted, and these much more competent individuals would work for the less competent individuals. During that time, I used to wonder, why was this? Why isn't this group getting the promotions while this group working for this group? And that's when I started to learn the hard lesson of self-promotion. Being humble is good, but being humble can be a detriment when your opportunities are being snatched away from you because you're not speaking up for yourself. Today's episode, I'm going to give you the art of being a promoter, a self-promoter. Because when we're thinking self-promotion, we're thinking about someone who's narcissistic, someone who's bragging all the time. And if you're someone that's low-key, sort of like me or other people that doesn't want too much spotlight, instead they just want to show up, do a good job, and then dip, then today's video is going to be for you. This video is going to resonate a lot with you if you're someone who does have a strong skill set, is working towards a strong skill set, yet feels as though that there are certain improvements that need to be made on your communications end. That's who this video is designed for. If you're an engineer, some sort of entrepreneur, or you're just trying to make a name for yourself, then this video is going to resonate. If you're ready and excited, be sure to drop a like for me right on below. Self-promotion begins when you're no longer viewing yourself as the main star, and you start viewing the skill set as the main star. Not only are you viewing the skill set as the main star, instead, you're treating it sort of like an entity. What does this mean? Well, think about it like this. Have you ever had that moment when you were a little kid and you had house guests over? You said hello to the house guests, then you went back to your room to play video games. And as you're playing video games, your parents call you into the living room and they ask you, "Hey, do you say hello to our house guests?" And you're like, "Yes, mom, dad, I already said hello." Now it's a little awkward because you said hello and now your parents put you in this little weird situation where you have to sort of say hello again and you're just feeling awkward. But this right here is a good learning opportunity. The reason that your parents pulled you out of the room to say hello to the house guests is because the house guests mean a lot. They're guests in your house. You gotta treat them with some respect. So it doesn't hurt to double check, right? But what you did is, in this situation, the house guests were seen as respectable figures. Your self-promotion starts to become seamless. It starts to become an art when you start viewing your skill set as a respectable figure. And just to give you an example, imagine that you're supposed to go to this extremely important networking event in 30 minutes. And right before you're about to go to this networking event, you see that your toilet is clogged. Now you got something to worry about. Even after this networking event, you got to deal with this clogged toilet. So many problems. So you go to this event, and right before you're about to enter, there's one ground rule. One ground rule is that you can't ask anyone in this event what their profession is. If they tell you on their own, that's one thing, but you're not allowed to ask. It's not one of those events, and they don't want that kind of vibe going around. All right, whatever, fine. So you go to this event and you're networking with different people. You keep dropping clues that your toilet is clogged, and you want someone to offer a plumber that they know, or it'll even be better if someone is a plumber in this networking event. So you keep dropping different hints to different people, and everyone's just sort of ignoring you. There are plumbers in this event, but they're way too humble. As the time is winding down, you realize that now you gotta go home and you gotta deal with this clogged toilet. But right before you're about to leave, there's one final person that you're networking with. You're dropping the hints that your toilet is clogged, and this person is a plumber, but he's not only a humble plumber, he's a plumber that's looking to self-promote as well. Your toilet is broken? Well, I'm a plumber. I can fix this toilet. I can fix this issue. And if you have other issues, I can fix that as well. At that moment, you're ecstatic. You're thinking, yes, this networking event is a success now because now I networked with multiple people and I also found the person who's going to help me with my issue. Now imagine if this last plumber was like, all right, I see all the signs that this guy needs help, but I'm not going to say anything. I want to be humble. I don't want to make this about me. Would you feel good about this? No, this is going to be annoying for you because you have a problem. You have an issue and you want this dude to fix it for you, which now he's going to be able to do because he's self-promoted. But what this plumber also did is that he wasn't talking about him, oh, I'm a plumber, I do this, I went to school for this, that kind of stuff. But he respected the skill set. He respected the skill set of plumbing so much to a point that he brought it up when he saw the situation was needed. And that's where self-promotion begins. When you start treating the skill set sort of like a human, now the spotlight effect, aka the effect where you make everything about you, you feel like there's an imaginary spotlight on you, that disappears because now you put the spotlight on the skill set. And if it's the right person that you're speaking to, that right there is a mutual connection. Just the example that I gave you. In the networking event, I need an issue with the whole toilet issue, and the plumber has the skill set to meet that demand. So immediately at that point, we have a mutual connection between the two of us. So if you're someone that's struggling with self-promotion, you just want to reshift your focus. Are you focusing a little too much on yourself, or are you focusing on the skill set? With this YouTube channel, for example, there's a certain amount of people that follow me anywhere that I go. They follow me on Twitter, on my email list, my blogs, and the YouTube. These are the people that are consistently following the ArmaniTalks brand. But there's also a huge section of people that are coming on YouTube to fix a certain issue regarding their communication skills. So say someone has an issue with mumbling. Well, I have a video for mumbling. They're coming in with the intention to resolve that issue. Now, if I know the resolution for mumbling and the resolution that's worked for me, and I keep it to myself, then this person that's searching for the video looking to ease this problem, they're not able to ease it. Maybe they will stumble onto other videos, but the 3-step framework that they're looking for, I'm keeping it to myself. That's an issue. So the key to self-promotion is to start treating the skill set like an entity. Talk to it. Introduce yourself to it. Treat it like the house guest that your parents used to treat their house guests like. Treat it with some respect. And once you start treating the skill set with respect, it's no longer about you. It's regarding this. That's the art of self-promotion. And that's how you're able to provide value as well. Whenever you're starting to interact with others now, let's say you're a chef, you're an amazing cook. Do you know how many people around the world right now can't cook past their 20s, past 25? Even some people past 30s, they have no clue how to cook. Now, if you have a product that teaches busy 30-year-olds how to cook in less than, let's say, 40 minutes, you have simple recipes, not too many items, you have all of it just catered into one. It's not rocket science that this guy needs your help. And it's your duty now to bring up this product. So not only are you treating the skill set like an entity, you're treating the products that you sell like an entity. You're treating your brand, your YouTube channel like an entity. And the more that it's an entity, the more that you want to respect it. You're able to third perspective yourself. You're able to take the spotlight effect off of you and put it onto the thing that matters the most all along. That's the mutual connection between you and the person that you're trying to promote to. You're not the mutual connection. Your skill set, your product, your service is. So hopefully today's video gave you a little bit of insight regarding self-promotion. Self-promotion is what gets the ball moving. If the most competent people stay silent regarding their skill set, then self-promotion doesn't just end. The subpar people just end up chirping away a lot more. So if you're someone that's competent, or you're on your journey to becoming more and more competent, then it's your duty to promote yourself, to let people know what you're good at, or what you're beginning a journey to get good at. Self-promotion is an art, and when you do it correctly, both sides win. If you want more practical insights into the world of communication skills so you can present yourself with more confidence, charisma, and take your personal brand to the next level, make sure you sign up for my free daily newsletter, a newsletter where I drop practical insights every single day at 7 p.m. EST. To sign up, go on over to the description box right on below and subscribe today. Thank you for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.